Hi and welcome to this tutorial about Darik, Boot and Nuke. I have decided to doing one part which are theoretically and one practically. So if you are interested in the practical part, simply skip this clip and move on to the next. If you want to get hold of Darik, Boot and Nuke, you can download it from this site. Darik, Boot and Nuke is an operation system dedicated for destruction of data on hard drive. If you run this operation system on your hard drive, that means that you start the destruction. Data will be erased. Even if you stop the destruction, some data will be damaged. So don't run this operation system on hard drive which should have data and not should be destroyed. It's not a toy. To understand what Darik, Boot and Nuke can do and not can do, you need a basic understanding about hard drives. Once in a time there was two competing layouts. The layout to the left and the layout to the right. The right hard drive have more sector on the outer track and can theoretically handle more space. Unfortunately, that system was more complicated and was more expensive to manufacture, and the operation system was also more complicated to handle that type of hard drive. So the cheaper system to the left win the race. Today we will have more space out of our hard drive. That means that we have a more complicated layout of the hard drive. To achieve this, we have two different representations of the hard drive. One representation toward the operation system and one internally. This is achieved by the controller card on the hard drive. So modern hard drives look internally more like the hard drive to the right and representing them as the hard drive to the left toward the operation system. To make the picture more complicated, modern hard drives have spare sectors and spare track. If a sector or a track breaks down, the controller card simply remap that track or sector to a spare track or sector. This have a huge complication for the Darik, Boot and Nuke. You cannot reach area which are remapped because you can only access the hard drive from the view to the left, the operation system view. Darik, Boot and Nuke works through writing data to the hard drive several times. If your hard drive is physically broken, that means that you cannot read or write data to and from the hard drive. You cannot use Darik, Boot and Nuke. You must hand in your hard drive for manually destruction. They simply melt it down or thread it up into pieces. You can destroy several hard drives at a time with Darik, Boot and Nuke, but I have experienced a problem if you take more than 2 hard drives at a time. Another limitation is if your computer have a special hardware solution for your hard drive. Enterprise solution for servers, for example, or RAID system. That means that there could be areas on the hard drives which Darik, Boot and Nuke not can reach. You now have the necessary knowledge to decide if Darren, Boot and Nuke is something for you. It's time to move on to the practical part. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.